Okay, everyone. So to continue our podcast launch party, we have our next speaker now. Our next speaker is Amira McHugh, and Amira is founder of Your Money Habit. Amira was a little busy this week and she was unable to be here tonight, but we have her on recording with a lovely client that she's going to introduce us to. I will say that Amira earlier this year at our annual conference for spending planners won the award for the spending planner with the best client result. So on that note, I will hand over to Amira. Hi, Amira.
Thank you, Carolyn. Yes, I did. It was very exciting. But today I actually have two people, two clients, Trish and Tristan, who are mother and daughter, and they're very lovely. And they've come on to tell us a bit about their results in the last, it's only been about 1.5 months, but already they're making some, definitely some amazing changes already. And it's very exciting to see.
We're very happy to be working with you, Amira. This has been quite a life-changing experience for both Tristan and I. We've had a lot of money issues and not been able to save for quite a while. I left my husband a few months ago and ended up with really next to nothing. And we've both had to fight our way back through debt. And just in the last month and a half, I've been able to get on top of a little spending addiction that I was having. As Amira knows, I became, I'm a recovering Aldi colic. I love Aldi, and I had to refurnish my whole place, and I got used to spending money, and I just didn't know where the money was going every month. And so being able to sit down with Amira and have her take us through the software, she was so patient and gentle. And I was really nervous and scared about the whole process. But we had an absolute breakthrough a couple of weeks ago. And maybe my daughter can share with you what happened.
So again, coming back from not having an income for a really long time, I have had to borrow money from mum to be able to pay things, big bills like my car registration. And so working with Amira, she helped me kind of push around my expenses, shuffle off the things that I could, and to make space in my budget so that I could actually pay my own car registration only a week late instead of months late like it has been before, and on my own. I didn't have to borrow money from anybody to pay it. So that was a major win for me.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm very proud of you both. It's been wonderful to see.
Thanks, Amira.
Can I ask a question in here?
Yeah, certainly.
So I'm really interested to find out the difference between before and now. What's made the change happen? What is it that's the catalyst for this change?
The change has been having Amira as a mentor, being accountable to her every week. It's been really putting a microscope on what we spend. It's been really hard.
Yeah, it's not always comfortable.
Not at all. Very, very challenging. And we have tended to comfort ourselves with spending. And instead now we're trying to find other ways and have been able to save. And even this week, I'm so well within my budget. And I'm actually starting to put away a bit of saving for the first time probably in years. So the change has been working with Amira on a weekly basis.
Do you think saving could actually become addictive instead of shopping?
Yes. In fact, I'm becoming addicted to taking stuff back to the shops now. I'm actually getting a little return high when I take back a purchase that I really don't need. And I've been able to put that money away and save instead.
So all of the shopkeepers love you, not?
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell them who helped you.
No.
So do you just find, Trish, that your just compare your anxiety and stress levels before you started working with Amira to now? What's that like?
It's worlds apart. I have a fair amount of anxiety anyway, and it's been quite a lonely process because Tristan and I don't have any family here in Australia. So in a sense, Amira's like our network. She's put us onto resources. We're looking now at other online resources and YouTube links and starting to broaden our minds in self-awareness and self-growth, because she's very into all that. She kind of puts everything into a nutshell and then passes it on to us, so that I don't have to read an entire book. I can just get a lot of that knowledge through her. And yeah, I'm definitely less anxious, and I see a light at the end of the tunnel, which I didn't before. How about you?
Yeah, one thing I would say is the most helpful part of this process, I think, has been Amira's kind of just acceptance, like that I'm literally one call I was calm and so kind of helpful in just working through that, and it's okay, it's fine, we're only looking at the future, and there is a future here. Being able to kind of see that, especially because without an income so long, it was so much around spending, and Amira's able to help me look at that and kind of pull it apart and go, that's not the way it is now. You actually do have money now. You can do these things now. You can start thinking about the future, start thinking about things you actually want to do in life, instead of just get stuck in that survival pothole that I haven't been in for a couple of months, but I felt like I have, some spending like I have, and so I keep myself in that that space. And having Amira just kind of sit there and pull that out and say, no, that's not how it is, this is how it is, has been one of the most helpful things I've had out of the experience, definitely.
Fantastic. That's so great. Hey, it just gives me goosebumps listening to you.
Okay.
So can I ask a question then about that? Because so many people are locked in a cycle of that they don't feel they can get out of. What was the catalyst for you guys that made you decide to change? Like, there had to be a trigger point that made you go, enough, we need to have some success with money. I'll use those words because that's the name of our podcast, Success with Money. What was the catalyst, the trigger? What happened with you guys that you went, we had to do something about this?
I'd say with Amira, we'd actually been considering this for quite a while now. So it would have been either the start of this year or the end of last year that we actually started looking at this. But because I didn't have an income, and because Mum was basically supporting me, we didn't feel ready to start at that stage. And it's been kind of a process of Amira's kind of given us space, even before she started working with us, given us space to start thinking about money differently. We finally, I'm not sure what the actual catalyst was, because I followed Mum into this, but then kind of had that, oh, so this is why this is helpful. Oh, okay, because I've done a lot of budgeting. I've done a lot of sort of, not so much the spending planning, but here's your budget. This is what you have to stick to. And so I was a little less convinced to start off with, until I realized that the gold in this is Amira's approach, and that really heart-driven approach. So that, for me, I guess for me, the catalyst came after we started, because I did follow Mum into it. But Mum really did kind of give me a lot of good reasons to say, this is time now. We need to do this.
Okay. So there's going to be a lot of people listen to you guys over when they see this recording or listen to we'll probably even put some of this in a podcast at some time. And there's going to be people who have money stress and are thinking, what can I do? Who can I turn to? And it's obvious that you guys are going to say, well, Amira certainly is someone that you would trust and go to. But rather than making this a commercial for Amira, which which would be good for Amira, but if someone had come to you before and said, oh, look, I burst into tears, I'm having trouble with money, how would you have been able to help them at all, or what would you have done, and what's different now?
I wouldn't have been able to help at all, because all I've done is an Excel spreadsheet with a budget, and it wasn't working. So it doesn't help for me to know how much I earn and where it's going to go, because that just is such a confusing mess at the end of the month. I wouldn't have known what to say to anybody before this process. Now I can say it really is worth it to seek out somebody you can trust, somebody you can work with who has a good software program that you can get your head around. And then once you type in your numbers, it brings you up these wonderful graphs, and you can chart into the future and start dreaming, actually setting those goals. So anybody who can help you with a money spending plan, and I would recommend looking it up. Amira's program is fantastic. It's not just Amira, it's people who've been trained in this, and finding somebody that you could turn to and really respect.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely say the spending planner program that we're using is very helpful. Being able to see your expenses out into the future is definitely a bonus. I think if somebody had approached me for help, I wouldn't have felt confident to help because of the situation I was in, but also because of the situation I was in, I knew all of my expenses. I knew exactly what was going out and what was coming in, because there wasn't anything coming in except what Mum was putting in, or the little bit of time where I had Centrelink or something like that. But I knew exactly what was going out, knew when and where, and that I think has been the most helpful thing for me. If you know your expenses, if you know what money is going out, you can budget around that. You can plan a program. Has been very helpful because it's not just a budget. It is literally a forecast into the future. That has been the most helpful thing for me.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we say here at spending planners is that budgets suck. They don't work.
Yeah, it's your program that we're using, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So I'm telling you all about the program. You already know.
Well, I only invented it because I was under so much money stress, and I'd done a budget like you're describing so many times, and it hadn't changed anything, and I was tearing my hair out going, why? And I just decided one night, I don't care how long it takes me, how long I have to sit up, I am going to find out first of all what the problem is, and then what the solution to the problem is. And it took me a few years to nut it all through, but once it dropped into place and I could just see how much it helped us, I just wanted to share it because I knew that other people could benefit from it. So
yeah, and I'm very glad you did.
It gives me goosebumps to hear you say it, because to know that something that 25 years ago, almost 30 years ago, that I was stressed about and needed a solution to, that here we are 30 years later, you guys are sitting in your car there, wherever it is that you've pulled over on the side of the road, saying, Amira has brought this to us and this has changed our life, and we've both got a totally different outlook now. So thank you for sharing that. I'm really chuffed.
Thank you for building it.
Thanks so
Amira,
much for tonight.
Sorry, you go, Carolyn.
Well, I was just going to say that's about time, David. But thanks so much. Yeah, I know. I've got to do that to him all the time because he talks too much. So I'm the timekeeper, But look, we're, David and I and every other planner throughout Australia, we're just so passionate about what we do, and just hearing stories like you guys, it gives us absolute goosebumps, because we know that it changes people's lives. And, we see it over and over again. So we just want to thank you so much for coming on tonight and being brave enough to do that, because it's it's not easy to talk about, your struggles and to be upfront about it. And so I really admire you both for doing that. And thanks so much, Amira. You do an amazing job as a spending planner. And we just, love our job. Love our work. It's our passion.
Yep.
Not a job, it's our passion.
Yes, we do. We do love it. And we love the amazing results people get, especially when they just don't think that anything could be different. And then you go through that process and they're like, whoa, how did this happen? And you're just like, it would be great if everybody else realized that if they just a little bit of bravery, that they could actually get there as well. That would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, guys, for coming on board. And we love hearing success stories like that.